like they got a problem with people drawing womanly body types again. By they, I mean the reading, crying, crazy, puritanical, pearl-clutching. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate. Harpy. What am I doing? Why is my mic so weird? It's off to the side today. Now it's going to squeak and I'm going to have to edit that out. Anyway, we're talking about the latest ringing crybaby masses of people that, let's face it, I've made this comparison a few times before. They are no better than modern day versions of the church lady from Saturday Night Live. Replace Satan with East and Phobe and Re and crybaby BS crap that only the wokier than thou mobs who have this religious zealotry in their mindset will actually be offended by or upset by. And of course, yes, you saw the picture, and I'm probably going to get into it with a few of these people for defending my friend Anna, that Star Wars girl. You saw the picture on the thumbnail. We'll just get into it. Yes, I'm defending it. Yes, I'm defending the redesign. So there's a real Marvel I'm pulling this right off of Anna's Twitter, I think, or I believe. They have a real problem nowadays with trying to draw people as attractive as they possibly can be. You know, aesthetically appealing. Like, elephant in the room aside, we'll focus on the face because we're not allowed to talk about any other parts of it. No, we're not allowed to mention anything else. We'll talk about the face and the hair and every other one of her redesigns. Now, I don't know who else drew on this, though, what the fucks, and the pukey faces, but you're absolutely right over here. So the hair looks like a horse's ponytail. Not even. The face looks angry and mean and unappealing. Just look at the face here. We'll just look and focus on the face and the hair design. So this is what Anna drew. This is what Anna retouched. And she's a great artist. She's very talented and a great YouTuber. The fact that these people, and I'm not even going to show you their stuff because let's face it, they're doing it for attention. They're doing it so that they can get their little endorphin rush by thinking that they're clapping down against an istnophobe. And half the time, they're not even bothering to pay attention to the fact that a woman redrew this, that a woman who actually has taken the proper courses in college to know the anatomy of how human beings work and are featured. And yeah, it's a little overdrawn, which I don't have a problem with at all, one way or another. Which one am I going to go and actually look at and stare at and maybe, I don't know, be intrigued enough to pick up off of the spinner if they still crapping had one, which they don't, by the way. And if you guys do like my content, thank you so much for subscribing, like Scavenger 3081 here. I really, really appreciate it. But if they still had spinners, I would probably take a She-Hulk and be like, oh, this is interesting. Just because it
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It triggers a subliminal, subconscious desire to look at something more aesthetically appealing. Because what do I see with the other one? It's just a draw of a shapeless mass of muscle that I can just pass. I can just skimp on. The color seems a little bit different in the face. It seems like it's a little bit... better lit, to be perfectly honest. In the face anyway, you can see half of the face lit up like you can actually see it. And that's what I'm drawn to first. And then we can get into any of the other more womanly body types. Because guess what? Women have certain
huge tracts of land,
which we're not even allowed to mention anymore on YouTube. We're not even allowed to mention it. We're not even allowed... Like, I recently had a Mass Effect video where I was talking about the censorship and the changes and what they're doing. And they said that because we mentioned Miranda and her costume and what your eyes are naturally drawn to in her costume, that we were specifically mentioning a body part, and we're not mentioning any body parts now to try and play along with the YouTube rules and terms. Because we are in a world run by the crazy little church ladies who want to go around censoring everything. They want to... This is even worse than slapping a little parental advisory sticker on a record back in the 90s. Because that's what they started to do. That's what they started to do. Now they want to censor it unless it's appealing to them. The little wokier than thous who go around just reciting how everything's Islamophobic don't really want to fix or find a solution for anything. They want to get their little endorphin rush for getting their little like and their retweet for, oh, we got that istaphobe, we got that dirty old toxic white dude, even though, well, anybody who's watched Anna's content will know she's not a white dude at all, not a toxic white dude at all. They have this thought that in their 18 years on this planet, due to everything that the media has told them about, this is wrong, this is istaphobic, that they have enough context and life experience to have any say in anything and to be the controlling, deciding voice on the planet. And let's face it, I didn't want to listen to a bunch of 18-year-olds 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I'm certainly not listening to a bunch of 18-year-olds now. Because what happened when I was a teenager? The big thing was the Gen Xers, which was all slacking and doing nothing. And maybe that's why all these little wokier than thous came about. Maybe it's our fault. Maybe because, I'm older than I look. Maybe because the Gen Xers didn't actually get off our butts and do anything to tell these kids, hey, you got to take some responsibility for yourself. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're too lazy. Maybe we were too lazy in shaping the world. And a lot of these new people just decided, oh, we're just going to take over and fix it based on our couple of years on this planet without actually knowing anything about anything, without knowing the history of their context. And I could pull up a million She-Hulk pictures, which I probably will right now, where we can actually see how she was very well drawn, and she looked very appealing to the eye, and she was very much something you wanted to actually look at, and she was shapely, and she was muscular, and she was confident, and this is the whole problem. This person looks like she's just pissed off because this other one looks like, hey, I got a twinkle in my eye, I got a smirk on my face. And she knows that they're looking, because what's the first thing that these wokier than thous focus on? Which is the one thing I didn't mention in this video.
Huge tracts of land.
That's the one thing they focused on, and that's the one thing that we've avoided mentioning. And God forbid that we draw characters that look like womanly shapes or something that people want to grab off the rack and buy. I am so sick of these people, and I'm sick of they're piling on Anna on Twitter, which she doesn't deserve, but, she slays them just as much as any of us do. We, as the females in this anti-SJW, anti-wokier than thou crowd. And what's so sad is that the females in the anti-wokier than thou crowd, we get it so much worse than I think any one of these little wokey monsters, these little wokey mob people wanna imply. Right? They're so for women's rights. They're so for women's rights that they're going to crap over any woman who disagrees with them and try their best to force her offline. Try her best to just make her life so miserable that she doesn't even want to make content. And that's the problem with these wokier than thou crowds, is that they don't even realize that they're actually the ones who are so toxic towards women. They're the ones who will mob. They're the ones who will quote tweet. They're the ones who will be on social media slamming your inbox, your mentions. I've seen Anna on Twitter all day. She's just slaying them like a boss. And well, you know what? She doesn't deserve any of this crap from these people. And who are the real toxic fans out there who want to gang up on a female artist just for having the nerve to draw a body type the way she wants to, or to draw a redesigned She-Hulk in a more aesthetically appealing manner? To some people, you know what? And if you like the other body type too, great. If you like the mean man face on her, go right ahead. That's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable to want your women to look any way you want. But you have a problem with it to the point where you are slamming somebody on social media, you are completely in their inbox, you're constantly on their butt. That's not okay. You have become the very thing that you think and assume that you're fighting against. You have become, what have you become? You've become one of these people who just have to go out of their way to do whatever you can to make somebody's existence on social media so swamped and so hectic and so miserable that they just delete their accounts altogether. I saw somebody telling Anna to quit art. Like, seriously, this is what their plan is. They can't do anything themselves. They're miserable people. They realize that they're the problem, and they have to perpetuate. They have to keep up this cycle. If Anna wants to redesign and redraw it, what is it to them? It doesn't crapping hurt them. It doesn't affect their lives in any way. They don't even buy this crap anyway. Nobody's buying these comics. Nobody gives a crap about this shit. And the only reason I'm making a video on this is because I'm tired of the wokier than thou religious moral majority of people who just want to slap a censored thing over everything and tell you you're wrong because your opinion is different than theirs. I'm tired of it, and there's got to be some way to exist where we're allowed to actually have a difference of opinion without one side feeling that it's completely 100% correct and having to shame and shun and cancel the other side just because And here's the thing. These people will go out of their way to promote the most egregious things on social media by normalizing things that I can't even get into on this video. But sorry, you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too on the one hand and then say everything else is Istanphobic. Which is it? Because I'm getting tired of this. Anyway, I am MechaRandom42, and I'll see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Huge tracts of land